So, hey YouTube, hey people that's not watching, people on Facebook that I'm gonna post this on, and all the other sites that I have spent my life dealing with. Um, I always get the topic of how am I okay with my mother passing, and I always get the subject of how can I speak so freely about it? How am I so open to talking about it? People don't understand that the person you see today has been through so much more than what meets the eye. You guys wonder why I rock my stylish and sexified breast cancer scarf, or you wonder why I'm geeked out with the glasses. This is me. No way am I gonna change myself. But back to my subject at hand is how can I talk about my mother's passing? I was 11 years old when she passed of breast cancer. Yeah. At 11 you don't know much then. At 11 you tell yourself what could I've done and how could I fix this, and like for the longest I thought it was my fault. Being so young, I didn't understand that, okay, the cancer can come back and that mommy wasn't just going in for a checkup, that I couldn't do anything, that it was God's will that took her. So dealing with that growing up and having to carry on that baggage, I figured it better to kind of be nerdy. I mean, I've always been nerdy. I've always been nerdy. I ain't gonna lie. I've been a nerd from day one. And I like being a nerd. Nerds are fun. I love nerds. But I feel as though dealing with that has made me stronger now. You guys don't know my mother. You guys don't know the person that she was. But I am my mother's daughter. Everything that you see in me, the goofiness, the smiles, the jumping off walls like the walls or the ground or something, you know, heads always in the clouds, or just such a loving person inside and out and such a caring human being. That's who she was. People give me the stories, oh my gosh, if my mother passed away, I would just die, and now I would just, I don't know how you're dealing with it, and I would just kill myself. And then I get some of those people that's just like, oh, I hate my mother, and she's just so rude, and blah, 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 and everything she's done to me, da, 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 da. Okay, I understand that, but me and your situations are different. I'm sorry, but if I can get my mother back, she could yell at me all day, and I would still be like, I love you. You're the best mother ever. I love you. You only get one. Dads, psh, you can replace them mugs, okay? You get a stepdad, you get a guardian, you could get a replacement father. Those are replaceable. But the one that you came out of, is so not worth all the bickering and little petty arguments. And if you have any strand of a relationship with your parents or your mother, hold on to it. Yeah, that's my word of advice, is to hold on to it. Tomorrow's not promised. She might not be here. Neither might you. Neither might you. But the reason I can talk so openly about it is because if the world doesn't hear it, the world won't know. If you guys don't understand that it's a possibility, you're not going to, it's not going to click. It's not. I can sit here and tell you my story. I can sit here and tell you verbatim what I've been through. I can sit here and detail by detail and pick it out and and put it on paper, and you still won't be able to feel my emotions. You still won't be able to feel who I am. But I can talk so freely about it because I've coped. And for anybody that's lost their mother or anybody that's lost a loved one, I can cope with you. I can understand how that feels to not have that person there. When you're 11, you're vulnerable. You're so vulnerable. You haven't hit teens yet. You haven't had you haven't hit puberty. You haven't hit major school. You haven't done anything yet. You fall under depressions easy. You don't know where to go. And at that point I felt like a chicken with the head cut off. But if it wasn't for the family, my stepdad, my grandmother, my two besties, shout out to Philly and Kiera, I love you girls, awesome. I don't know where I'll be. I don't. So in situations that you need someone, deal with those that deal with you. Learned that. But any questions or any concerns or whatever, I'm here. I'm not rude, so I talk to people. But I like people. Well, those that like me. If you don't like me, your ideas. Okay. I'm out. Bye bye.